Hello, welcome to the Lone Show. I'm your host, John Lone. In this episode, we may potentially have regulars, but if not, well, on with the show. So, as for our guest, she's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? I actually don't know where Pittsburgh is, my bad. But she's from Pittsburgh, she's a singer-songwriter, and she's discussing a new single called Tequila. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ashley Puckett.
Hello there. How are you?
Going great. So, how's life?
It's going pretty great for me. I can't complain. So Pittsburgh's actually a happening place, and everyone laughs because I do country music, and why aren't your home roots now in Nashville? And Pittsburgh's actually a happening city, so I get a lot of music out this way, and I've been getting ready for hopefully some upcoming shows. It's concert season with the weather changing, so there's a lot of nice outdoor venues and indoor venues out here. So we're trying to get some shows together, and with Tequila out, I really can't complain. Everything's been going really well, and everyone's been perceiving the song. For that being the first one that I put out that I wrote, it's been quite exciting.
All right, sounds good. And since last time you've been on here, how's your been career going with like shows, tours, and other things related?
Yeah, I mean, since we last talked, I had a really nice time opening my favorite show that I've done so far. It was at Jurgles in Warrendale, Pennsylvania. I opened for Mark Chestnut. So that was kind of my career topping performance. So that was really cool. We had a great time. I got to debut Tequila before we actually dropped it to country radio. So that was really nice. And other than that, I mean, it feels good to finally be able to share my own writing with the world. I know when we put Never Say Never out, I'm still, singing those songs and promoting. And it's just a little bit of a different feeling being able to share the songs that I wrote. So it's been really nice that, I've been getting some different support and even my fans from, 2019. And so with Never Say Never, they absolutely love the new stuff. And, I couldn't be more grateful for that. So everything's still going up, just taking its time. But, I'm enjoying the ride.
All right then, sounds good. Have you ever thought about writing music in a completely different genre besides the genre you're usually writing new songs into?
I definitely would. I would love to do collaborations, and I'm not even set on a style. It's funny, many years ago, I almost collaborated with a Pittsburgh rapper, and we were going to do a rap song together, if you can believe that. So, no, I'm fully open. I love collaborations. I love when country music meets all kind of different styles. So, I love those types of opportunities.
Good. And and in terms of going on a tour, which countries would you like to start touring into first?
You know what? There's still a lot of places in the US that I haven't been to. So, aside from my own US cities, I know the UK is huge with music. So, I would love to do some touring there. South Africa, too. I know that they're big on country music and they outsource a lot of their country. So, I have some fans out there. So, I think that would be cool, too.
Oh, fabulous. And where do you see yourself 20 years from now?
Well, 20 years from now, I hope to have quite a few albums out by then. Um, so, one of my biggest dreams, well, two of them, has always been one, to play the Grand Ole Opry, and two, to win a Grammy. So, I hope I have quite a few performances at the Opry by then, and, hopefully more than one Grammy, but I'll take one. At that point, too, like the only thing I've been really working toward is just little by little sharing my music with more and more people. So, I'm really excited to say I definitely have a lot more fans than I did even just a year ago. So I hope in that time frame, a lot more people get to know who Ashley Puckett is, and I get to just share a lot more music with them.
Fantastic. If the internet suddenly stopped existing, what would you do with the time that you used to spend on the internet?
That's a good question. So I keep pretty busy as it is, but the internet, just especially for musicians, it's our way to connect to everybody. So I think we would have to do just a lot more meet and greets with the fans because otherwise, the internet's how we share our life stories and everything about us and what's coming up. So I think a lot more meet and greets would have to take place, a lot more um, maybe televised interviews or something, and more print magazines. I have to get creative, I guess.
Hmm, okay, sounds good. And, well, yes, I know this is an obvious question. Outside of country music, what other types of music do you often listen to?
I listen to a lot of different stuff. I do have the highway on usually when I'm in my car, but depending on the mood, I'll listen to some pop music. I'm a closet Latin fan, so I like a lot of Josh Groban, and also a lot of um, I don't want to say full rap music. That's probably one of my least favorites, but some pop, some jazz, even. Really big blues fan, especially if I'm trying to have a quiet evening and just kind of let loose and relax. So it really just depends on my mood and what I'm feeling on doing that day.
Okay, sounds good. Fabulous. What would you choose as the eighth wonder of the world?
That's a good question. So I am a big island fan and a big Caribbean person. I know there are some spots in the Cayman Islands that are pretty unique. So I don't have one set, but I would probably pick something down there that was unique and call that the eighth.
Fabulous. What is your biggest regret in life?
I think as it sits, I have a few, but one of my biggest regrets is not getting into music as mainstream as I am now when I was a lot younger. Just out of high school, I think maybe even as I was finishing high school is probably when I should have, ran with it. But instead, like life happens like everybody else has. And I started my first job and, got all wrapped into all kind of other things. So I really wish that I had a better vision and I was able to control myself a little bit better and started in this industry a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I agree. What is your favorite season?
I like summer, probably the best. Fall is really nice, but I'm a big sunshine girl.
All right, sounds good. If you could have a never-ending candle that smelled like anything you wanted, what fragrance would you want it to be?
Hands down, birthday cake.
Oh, that's a good one. What movie completely changes its plot when you change a letter in its title?
Hmm. It's funny I don't have a quick answer for this. I love movies. I don't know. I might have to phone a friend on that one. Do you have a favorite? A good one?
Hmm, not sure I could think of any right now, but oh, and he just left. Oh, that's one of our regulars who just popped in and come back out again. It's yeah. Well, anyway, I can't think of any movies right now, but it'll come to me eventually. What is the best way to get around?
I do not have a motorcycle, but I can tell you I love being a passenger on a motorcycle or a limousine. So those would be the two.
Okay, sounds good. So another regular has joined, Eric Taylor.
What's up?
Not much. We're just having discussion.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Hey, hello. I think I remember you. I think I remember you, Ashley Puckett, right?
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How you been?
Can't complain. Can't complain. I'm doing pretty good.
So anyway, Have you ever thought about getting into space tourism?
So, behind closed doors, that's one of my favorite topics. So, I have, yes. It's just, it's a very costly thing. I've had my eye on the world view, which isn't quite full space, but it's a little bit more attainable to take that trip. So, yeah, I mean, I watch all kinds of videos on it. I listen to podcasts with it. I keep up to date with a lot of different things that they're doing. Once in a blue moon, they put out those contests, and I'm always trying to sign up to get a free ride. But no, I'm very interested in it. I would love to go to space.
All right, sounds good. Do you have any questions, Eric?
No, I'm good. I'm just listening right now.
All right, sounds good. Where is the most relaxing place you've been?
So, like I mentioned, I'm more of an island girl, so I love the Caribbean. I was recently in Punta Cana, and I'd say I'm still Punta Cana and the Cayman Islands are now kind of hand in hand. So they've been the most relaxing for me. Just the colors of the water and the way everything just comes together. The people. So I'd say between the two of them.
All right, yeah. I've always wanted to try space tourism myself, but it's going to take a few years until I become commercial.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if it's gonna go up in price or go down in price once that happens. But I think it'll have to fall in price eventually because once everybody who can afford those big price tags goes up, then nobody else is up there. So maybe I'll hold out for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. What takes a lot of time but is totally worth it?
um, Careers. I can definitely say careers do. Learning a new song for me. Even writing a song. Tequila and the one that'll be coming out next. Tequila took over a year by the time I fully completed it. So when it comes to creative work, I think it's worth the wait.
Yeah, absolutely. What has been the biggest disappointment you've experienced so far?
Well, I mean, through the years, I've tried to look at disappointments more as just something I need to look at differently. I always used to want to, especially with this career, there's so many talented people out there trying to do the same thing that you are. And for me, I think it's a little disappointing that there's just so many little steps that I think when you jump in, you don't realize they're coming. So it was a little disappointing after the album dropped and everything. And, I had some really cool stuff. I mean, we were in Billboard right off the gate and, had a #1 song but it wasn't, all my wildest dreams coming true at the same time. So I think, I learned a lot by being disappointed that it wasn't just kind of I mean, not that I expected overnight, but it wasn't unraveling as quick as possible. But I did learn through that, all these little tiny things that I go through and these exciting moments, they're actually more exciting to experience them slowly than if it all would have just happened anyway. So I guess that was double sided there.
Yeah, seems so. Do you have any other questions, Eric?
Hmm. Let me try and think of one. Okay. Do I have any questions? Nah, not right now. Wait,
Okay.
wait. Oh, wait.
Do
Actually,
you?
no. I can think of one.
Okay.
If you could take back any mistake that you've made before, what would you take back and why?
Hmm. So earlier it was we were talking about my regrets, and it was not getting into the music scene early enough. One other regret though, and mistake that I've made in this industry that I would change looking back is when we put out my debut album. I really wish that I would have shared some of my own work up front instead of waiting a couple years later.
Okay.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
If you have 500 acres of land, What would you use that land for?
Well, if I afford that much land, then I can do whatever I want with it. I'd build a water park. I would have a movie theater, a big open bar next to the a lazy river coming out of it. And I'd probably keep a lot of that land to myself too. Honestly, I love being out in the middle of nowhere sometimes, but close enough to everyone if I, want to take a quick 20-minute drive. So um, I'd probably make it fun, somewhere I'd want to more or less vacation at my own home type vibe. Some fake palm trees.
Nice. If you could use magic to do one very boring task for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Clean my house, hands down. Just wave of the wand, everything's back in its place.
Oh yeah, so boring. Can't be asked. But yeah, that's very useful and convenient. What is something popular now, but in 5 years everyone will look back on it and be embarrassed that you liked it?
Hmm. I hate to say it, but I think a lot of people are going to look back on TikTok in 5 years and think the same thing, that they laughed at half the stuff they laughed at. um, Things. I don't know. I've had some crystals that I started collecting, more of a personal thing. In 5 years, I'm curious to see if they're still here and I still have the same love for them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially with the TikTok part, because it's quite questionable in my opinion, but it looks like it's turning for the better because they knew that the government is wanting to get rid of it, and now they're actually trying hard to show that it can be good and be transparent and be one with the community. And yeah, so things happen for a reason, and it's that's great to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who was the funniest person you've met?
The funniest person. I see a lot of good comedy shows, not too far from where I live. Matt Rife was pretty funny. I didn't get to meet him now. I meet a lot of them down there, but let me see. I don't know. My fiance thinks he's a comedian half the time, so he's pretty darn funny.
Okay, fabulous. When things break, do you prefer to fix them or replace them?
So I hate to admit it, but I would prefer to just replace them. But if it's something I can fix, then I'll fix it.
Yeah, similar to what I would done. If you had a song for every time you entered the room, what song would that be?
So I would probably say Taking Chances from Celine Dion.
Ah, okay.
Why?
So that song to me has always been, it's not the hype up song that a lot of people talk about when they're either, getting into a ring to fight or going out to play football or something. But to me, that song in a different way, it starts off really slow. So it kind of gets your mind in the right place and then it lifts up toward the end. And it kind of just gives me that push. So whether I'm listening to it by myself or if it was a song just as I enter the room, it's kind of giving off the vibe that I'm just somebody here and I'm doing what I'm doing, but then there's this big finish. I have a lot inside of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a parrot. His name is Captain Morgan. He's been a little brat today.
Ah, okay. I can certainly understand that. Would you rather sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
If I could, I would probably sleep on the ceiling.
Yeah, I would certainly say ceiling too. So at least you can watch who walks in, who walks out without them knowing. Well, unless there's a reason for them to look up, then yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
I think it'd be safer.
Yeah. What is the best pair of shoes you own?
I own way too many pairs of shoes as a woman, but I have a pair that are one of my favorites. They have a bunch of rainbow colored studs on them and a little bow on the front. And they're just a little kitten heel, but they're my favorite out of probably 300 pair that I have.
Sweet. What was the last concert you've been to?
Not that long ago, actually. I went to see Creed Fisher at Jurgles. That was the last one.
Okay. What is your pet peeve?
Well, I'm an impatient person, so I have a lot of them. One of my worst pet peeves being at home is whenever somebody heats something in the microwave and leaves minutes. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, what's up with that? But yeah, I mostly chill at times, but I can be patient at times when things go over the line with most things. Okay, this is something that just come from the top of my head. If you could live in the tallest building in existence, would you ever consider living in an apartment at the top floor in the top apartment of this tall building, just look at the amazing views, all for free?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Would you rather not be able to open any closed door or not be able to close any open doors?
I would rather not be able to close any open doors.
Yeah, I agree to that because opportunities go with the flow, you know? If you could create your own job title, what would it be?
I mean, I think my perfect job title would have to do with music and traveling. So let me see. Probably something in the lines of sunshine singer. Only playing where there's sunshine at.
All right, I like it. Do you have any other questions, Eric?
Do you use Twitter?
I do. I don't use it as much as Instagram and Facebook, but I do try to be present on Twitter.
Oh, okay. What do you think about it so far?
So in general, I feel there's just too many outlets to keep up with. I just don't know why we couldn't, just come together and everyone just go into like one or two of them. But there's like all these different places that we need to be. And Twitter to me is, I like Instagram better because they're almost to me the same. When I'm reading Twitter, everyone's retweeting and, commenting on different things. I think the layout is just not as easy flowing to me as like Facebook or Instagram is. So I think that's why I'm not typically there as much. And I know people are just trying to share, quick thoughts. It's like a little bit different than what they're sharing on these other outlets. But I've just never been one to, just go share quick little, things I'm thinking in my head all the time, and maybe it's because I think too much as it is, but I just never got it.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. Twitter's not really for everybody.
No. Do you use that yourself? Do you like Twitter?
Yeah, I like Twitter and Instagram, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, I like Twitter. It's like I've had it since 2016. I'm not gonna lie, I used to have a thing where I used to like and retweet everything, but ever since I got older, I'm like, wait, why am I liking and retweeting this at the same time? Like some things are just meant to like either be liked or just simply retweeted.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I just, that's why I try to be present on there. I'm just not as good with it as I am, Instagram is probably the one I'm on the most next to Facebook, and like TikTok, I'm not good at it at all. I can't figure out how to do all these crazy video transitions everyone's doing, and it's just way too much for me.
Yeah, no, I definitely get. Wait, you said video transitions on Instagram?
Yeah, and they
Wait.
do it there too. And I'm just, I kind of
Oh,
stick to the simple stuff, but
I think I think they just use apps to like edit the transitions, but I don't really know how you can do that. I don't think it's a feature on IG, but I think they just edit those with apps from App Store or Apple Store,
uh,
whatever they use.
yeah, it just seems so like too much. Just I like the simple stuff, putting some pictures out there, some video clips. Just it is what it is. Here we are, and it's just gotten too complicated for me.
Yeah, no, I get it. I definitely do get it. I'll be honest. I'm still on Instagram, but it's like I don't post as much as I used to because I don't really see a point. I don't really see that much of a point anymore. Kinda.
Yeah, ditto to that. Would you rather be teleported 500 years into the future or 500 years into the past?
That's a tough one. I'd probably say in the future.
Yeah, me too. It has all the crazy gadgets and technologies that we don't have.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot more fun, if anything.
Oh yeah, and a lot more convenient too. If your mind was an island, what would it look like?
So I would probably be sitting on the end of it. There's water on both sides that you look, sunny all the time, really nice puffy clouds, a couple sailboats ahead. I really like the islands that are colorful. So all the fun painted buildings with multicolors outside. Just be really fun and vibrant.
Fabulous. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or have an agility of a cat?
Hmm. Probably breathe underwater. I think that'd be interesting.
Okay, that'd be interesting too. What is the best way to start the morning?
I am an espresso girl. So the best way is to wake up, my 4 shots of espresso, and I don't like to be rushed. Most of my mornings are rushed, but if it was the perfect morning, it would be drinking my coffee and then just slowly kind of getting my hair and makeup together and looking at the agenda overall for the day and then heading out the door.
Hmm, very good. And that was all we have for this episode. It was great having you here, Ashley, talking about your progression in music and wow, a lot of other things I can't keep up with. It's so much to say. It's been fabulous.
Well, I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I like to be a little bit open-minded and have some fun on these. So thank you for having me back again. It's been a while, so it was really fun.
Yeah, it sure was. And until next time, stay tuned for more.